For the class of 2020, this one thing has always been true, and that's this. Life is different now. I mean, for the majority of them, they were born post 9/11 after the Twin Towers fell. My baby girl, born almost 9 months after the Twin Towers fell. And now they're graduating high school in the recovery period of the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic. This Memorial Day weekend, I am dedicating this video to the class of 2020 and the life lessons that they're teaching all of us. All that coming up in a few moments. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for another video. My name is Jason, and on this channel we're all about reframing the way we see ourselves, other people, and the windows of our world. So if this is your first time here, a super duper warm welcome to you. Before we go any further, smash that subscribe button right now and ring that little notification bell, and that way you'll be notified when I post brand new content every Tuesday and every Friday. So enough about me. Let's go ahead and talk about the class of 2020 and the life lessons that they're teaching us. Let's go right now. Do you see how long this is getting? Isn't that bad? I mean, it looks like a chia pet. Hence me wearing a ball cap in the house. Oh, for the second time today, Jason, enough about you. Let's talk about the class of 2020, because that's what you guys want to hear about anyway. They are near and dear to my heart, honestly. I am biased. My baby girl, my youngest, Grace, is graduating high school this weekend. 2 days from now, actually, as I record this video. Memorial Day weekend has always been high school graduation in Maumee. It's also, coincidentally, the weekend she celebrates her 18th birthday. And I think about that. She was born after the Twin Towers had fallen, almost 9 months after the Twin Towers had fallen, whereas her older sister, Emma, who's only 19 months older, she was in diapers when the towers fell. But not Grace. Emma and Grace have grown up in the same house, 19 months apart. They are tight. Very, very tight. Very different, but very tight. And while they've had many, many shared experiences, their senior years have been very, very different. For Grace in the class of 2020, one universal truth has always been true. Life is different now. They were born post 9/11. Our country was embroiled in war, and they have never known a country that hasn't been at war, unfortunately. And now they're graduating high school 18 years later, in the recovery period, hopefully, of the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic, right? Emma, when she graduated high school, got to graduate like you and me, right? In a big community ceremony. In her case, with thousands of people cheering on and onlooking and crying and taking pictures, right? They got to go through pomp and circumstance and march down the front aisle with her classmates and sit on the stage and hear the principal and hear the superintendent and the valedictorian. And they did a lot of laughing, and they heard the orchestra and the band and all those great things, right? And got to exit out, and they got to cross the stage and get their diploma and shake hands. And of course, no one was wearing masks. Very, very different than the class of 2020. For Grace and her classmates, they get to cross the stage this weekend, but
the governor is now recommending schools hold virtual ceremonies, drive-through style ceremonies, or gatherings of fewer than 10 people.
There won't be thousands of people cheering on. The band and orchestra won't be there. The superintendent and the principal will be there. But everybody will be social distancing. There'll be no touching, no shaking of hands, They have to physically pick up their diploma after they leave. And the only people that'll be in the auditorium, besides a few people from the school and a couple of photographers, are her mom and dad and sister. Everybody else has to watch online. And that's just the way it is. And of course, we'll all be social distancing and have to wear masks. For the class of 2020, life is certainly different now. And it always has been. Right? For them, they have always lived under the banner of the one universal constant that change is inevitable. And of course, so have we, right? But I don't know. For me, I think I've always kind of taken that for granted, that change is inevitable, that change just happens, life has changed very drastically for my generation, right? I'm 51. I've seen a lot of things change within the course of my lifetime. And for my mom and dad, they were born prior to World War II. And then ironically, for my wife's parents, who are 11 years younger than my mom and dad, were born after World War II. But all of them have experienced a very, very different world than even myself and my wife or our kids. Yes, we've all experienced change. Life has always been different now. But for this class, the class of 2020, it really is different now. The shared experiences that you and I all got to have, they don't get. Their senior year was ripped away from them. There was no final band concert, no final orchestra concert. At least that wasn't virtual and pieced together by some amazing teachers. There was no final performance, no final sporting event. And of course, they won't get to graduate with all the pomp and circumstance and regalia that you and I got to in a big community ceremony. Life is really different now. And I don't know if it's going to go back anytime soon. And for that reason, I have them to thank for the life lesson that they have given me, the reminder that they have given me on this weekend of remembrance, this weekend of remembering those who have fallen in battle. They have given me a reminder that I can't take for granted the fact that life is forever different and that things are different now, and that I have to adapt to this new world because this new world's not going to adapt to me and it's not going to adapt to you. Life is different now. Maybe it's not such a bad thing. It just is what it is. We can either put on a smile and say, you know what, I'm glad I at least get to experience my child still graduate. I'm glad she still gets at least some measure of a rite of passage. Because had it been up to the governor of Ohio, she wouldn't have even had that. Thank goodness for the high school principal here in Maumee and the superintendent for saying, no, we're going to still give them some measure of what we all got to experience, right? So cool. Great job, Maumee. But for life is different now. They've taught me that. And so I'm forever grateful. I'm grateful that I have to learn how to adapt, and I can do so with gratitude and a smile on my face and say, you know what? I'm going to go with it, because if I don't, I'm going to be left in the dust of yesteryear. Give me a comment down below. One thing that's unique for you on how you're having to adapt to life is different now. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope that you've had a bit of reframing the way that I have too. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button, hit that little notification bell, and that way you'll be reminded of brand new content when it posts again next Tuesday. Until then, watch these videos here, and we'll see you again right here next Tuesday. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Bye for now.